Hey guys, Cameron here from Palmetto State Armory, and today I'm back with another episode of Coffee Talk. And today I got Brian with us. He spearheads our Caliber Coffee and something new and exciting that he's going to be talking to you guys about. So Brian, thanks for coming on, bud.
Hey, I appreciate
you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers. The real Coffee Talk, by the way.
Yep. So Brian,
to be here.
Let's talk, man. So where are you originally from, Brian?
Originally Long Island, New York.
Oh.
So I was born there. I spent about 9 years of my life there. And then I moved down south to Charlotte, North Carolina. So that's where I was, I did all my junior high and high school years.
So what brought you guys down from Long Island to Charlotte? Like, how did that, like, why did you guys move down to Charlotte?
Dad's job.
Really?
Yeah, nothing, no crazy exciting stories, just dad's job.
Yeah.
So I still have a little, the New York in my blood, but honestly, like the
yeah,
South.
because you're a Yankees fan,
That's
which,
right.
I mean, God forbid. I mean, that's one thing I don't like about you.
How could
as a
you
Yankees
not,
fan.
though? Like in the 90s, growing up in New York, Derek Jeter.
Yeah, but they haven't been relevant in a while. Aaron Judge is on steroids, so we're just going to bypass that situation.
Whatever. We got a hater over here. But
Yeah,
2009 against the Phillies, we got the last laugh.
Oh, okay,
so.
cool. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for throwing that dig in on me. So Brian, so you guys moved to Charlotte. So tell me, how did you end up down in South Carolina? Because Charlotte's not that far away. It's only an hour and a half, but like what brought you down to, Columbia area where you're working at now and your backstory? How'd you get down there?
Man, I bounced around a lot. So let me get into my childhood.
Yeah.
I was passionate about two things growing up in New York. It was sports, like we just talked about with the Yankees, and it was food. Man, I'm close to all these Italian delis,
Dude,
the bagel shops, unbelievable Greek food. You can get food from all around the world there, right?
Dude, I'm telling you, it took me 10 years to find a good pizza in South Carolina.
I still haven't found one quite yet. I love South Carolina with all my heart, but still looking for that authentic good pizza.
Okay, I got you.
But that being said, man, the best advice I got growing up was work in something that you're passionate about.
Yep.
So I was super passionate in sports. I always thought I was going to be a professional athlete, so I put all my eggs in that one basket, right? And
bro, you're 5'7".
I was just about to say my 5'7" frame, my 140 pounds at the time.
Yeah,
it just wasn't.
What athlete
I
you
was
gonna
a
be?
decent athlete, but it just wasn't going to cut
Yeah,
it. God didn't bless me with that. So instead I worked in sports. So I got I grinded in college. I got a great job coming out working for Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Nice.
In corporate partnerships. So I worked, with brands. I, put two brands together and we just try to make things happen. So I worked my way up in sports for a few years, bounced all around. I lived in Atlanta, went to Baltimore, back to Atlanta. I went to college in Virginia. I'm a Liberty grad.
Yeah.
So I bounced all around, and COVID happened. 2020. I just got a job I was really excited about, moving up the ranks. But I transitioned to my other passion, and that's food.
Nice.
So, COVID was a time where all of us can reflect, and sports and entertainment shut down for 8 months. A lot of people lost their jobs.
Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure.
So I actually developed my own hot sauce from scratch, and never.
But like, how did that? Like, did you just wake up one day and said, "I want to make my own hot sauce"?
Dude, I was sitting there reflecting on life, and that
you decided to make hot sauce one day.
Yeah, man, just decided to make it. I actually went over to my in-laws' kitchen. So my mother-in-law in her kitchen, I was putting all these jars of ingredients and fermenting it and trying all this different formulas. She probably hated it at the time.
It probably stank too. Yeah.
All that. But I landed on a formula that I really liked, man.
Yeah.
And I shared it with family and friends who were like, dude, this is really good. Like, you should actually try to do something with this. And COVID, we had the time to do it. So I just grinded away. I was able to make a store-ready product with basically no capital and no, really in a short period of time.
Yeah.
And, I was able to make a product that can hit the markets and you could sell in grocery stores and stuff like that. So long story short, the JJE ownership, they kind of caught wind of what I was doing. They got their hands on my hot sauce and they were like, this is really good. So contacted me, were like, let me hear your story a little bit. So I told them my story and what happened to me during COVID, and, I had that brand experience. So they were like, by the way, we're starting a coffee company. I was like, well, that sounds like news to me.
Yeah.
That sounds great news to me because I love coffee as well. That's one of my other things that I really like. And, it's all in the food industry. So they're like, we want to start into consumer goods. We want to do all this stuff. And I was like, man, these guys are awesome.
Yeah.
The problem is it's in Columbia, South Carolina. And let me just tell you, my brother went to South Carolina, USC University. And whenever I visited him, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the muggy weather, like it was hot. Maybe I just like ate at the wrong spot and maybe got sick or something. But for some reason I just had in my head, like, I'm never moving to Columbia, South Carolina. I'll bounce all around the country to work my way up in sports. Not Columbia, South Carolina. And man, God had other plans, man.
Yeah.
And this opportunity opened up and we moved to Columbia. We've been here about 2 years now, my wife and I, and my 3 kids. And we love it.
Yeah. I mean, but I agree. Like when I first moved here, I was like, I didn't realize like how hot it was, and it's the humidity. It's like all of it together. Yeah. Like, I mean, it was like a heat index of 122 yesterday. Like, what is that? Right? Like,
you step outside, you're like in a microwave.
Yeah, I'm originally from Pennsylvania, and all my buddies up there are like, well, how do you deal with the heat? I'm like, well, it's just like your January. You don't go outside if you don't have to, right? Like, you just stay inside. Like, that's what you do. It's like, at least we don't have to go outside and shovel snow. Like, so that's a positive.
Yeah, and beyond that, man, the Columbia and just the South Carolina in general, it just connects more with my values.
Yep, 100%.
Again, long story short, meeting with the JJE ownership, I mean, those guys sold me the vision and sold me what they wanted to do, and I was like, these guys are freaking awesome.
Yeah,
like just the opportunity to work for something major like someone that's associated with PSA, and I knew all about PSA, and I'm like, they're getting into consumer goods. That's really interesting.
Yep.
And they sold me the vision on Caliber Coffee. I tried the product, like their initial product, and I was like, this is really, really good. Like, we can enhance it for sure. And we did.
Yeah.
But I was like, I was sold.
Yeah.
So we started Veterans Day 2022. So we're still pretty fresh, pretty new, but we had a great year 1 last year.
Yep.
And we're rolling, man. We're looking to do more ideas, and we got a lot of things coming.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about Caliber Coffee a little bit, right? So you kind of came in when it was on the ground level to help get it established to what it is today, right? And obviously, like you said, it's only a year old, right? So it's still growing. We're still doing a lot of stuff. It's very successful for us. It's a fun part of the business that's not like just everyday gun stuff, right? And so it's fun to see that side of it, right? So, but talk me through the process of like what you guys are doing and how you started to decide like what flavors you were going to do and all that. Like what did that process look like?
Yeah, well, the important thing was finding a roaster, right? We had to find a roaster that was going to be really good. Like the PSA model and JJE, what they do across all their brands is we want a premium product that we can get at a value. We can sell at a value for our customers.
For sure.
And it's not all about the margin all the time. It's about providing our customers with extreme value, and where every single dollar is going. So our first thing was figuring out that roaster, what they could do for us, and just, we sourced the beans from really, great parts of the world. I mean, the highland regions of Brazil, Colombia, the country Colombia, not South Carolina. And we source those beans. They're 100% Arabica, no acid, none of that. So
and their quality, and that's what you got to start with. You got to start with a quality product.
Started with the quality. Yeah. So we hired like an extremely high level roaster.
Yep.
I mean, we have a specialty grade product which direct to consumer in the coffee industry, you're not going to get that, man. Like our direct competitors, they're half the quality, not based on my scores, but based on actual coffee review, like aficionados. We're in the 80s, man, and some of them are in the 40s.
It makes a difference when you have to be selective, right? And especially because like the coffee industry has become way more oversaturated than like pretty much anything that I've seen in a long time. I mean, there's new coffee companies coming out every single week that I see now that, I'm paying attention to it because of, Caliber and stuff. And so it's a very, very saturated market. So what are you guys doing? I know you touched base on the coffee beans a little bit, but what other products or what other stuff are you doing on the Caliber side to make it different than these other brands?
Sure. Again, it's the product. So it's like the quality of the product is just way superior. But beyond that, we're coming out with a cold brew can.
Nice.
So that's coming out really, really shortly. So a lot of direct consumers just either stay with hot or they do the cold. We're doing both.
Because a lot of people are doing cold. Like I drink cold coffee. Like that's what I like. I like cold coffee, right? So what flavors of the cold brew are you guys doing?
We're gonna do chocolate. We're gonna do caramel and just a classic black. That way you can pour it over ice if you like it black. It's gonna taste really, really good. It's gonna have no acid. Yeah, it's not gonna have that bitterness.
Yeah, for sure.
That you normally have, and you can add whatever you want to it. So we're gonna do those. We're coming to the market with those 3 flavors.
Now, these are shelf stable products, right?
Yes. So it doesn't have to stay refrigerated. So you can grab it at the grocery or at our Palmetto State Armory store or grocery store, wherever we decide to sell. Usually we're independent retailers.
Yep.
But wherever we decide to sell, you can grab it off the shelf, put it in the fridge, and enjoy at your convenience.
Nice, nice. So what are you guys trying to achieve now in the next 2 to 5 years on the Caliber side, right? Like where's the vision going for Caliber specifically?
So we're really into the independent retailer space, where for the first year, I mean, we're in about 75, 80 different independent retailers as far as you can go there, buy our coffee. We're also in obviously the Palmetto State Armory stores, but it's really about growing that distribution network. So we're all about the independent retailer. It would be awesome to get in those stores, because some of the bigger, larger companies, like, they kind of let those stores in the dust, unfortunately. And we're that's going to be part of our heart blood, no matter where we go, no matter where this thing takes off to. That's going to be part of our heart blood. But beyond that, I mean, we're probably going to be pushing into distro as well. We're going to be in some
it's
natural.
Stores. Yeah, it's natural. It's a natural progression.
And we're on the brink of that. There's some stores that people have heard of and that are in your local communities that you could definitely go buy it from. And that's our goal, is to get in some of those as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the other side of it. That is, it's still Caliber, but the being the veteran owned, and what are you guys doing on a daily basis to give back to the veteran community, right? Because JJE's veteran owned company, it's very true in our blood that we try to take care of the veteran owned community. What is Caliber specifically doing for the veterans out there?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, we're genuinely veteran owned, right? And so you're supporting somebody who's put their lives on the line to defend this country, and that's something to be proud of when you buy our product. But B, I mean, we actually genuinely put our money where our mouth is. A portion of our proceeds goes right back towards organizations that help veterans. So we're working with OpFob, and we're working with Big Red Barn.
Nice.
We give coffee donations out to veterans, to active duty military, and we don't stop there. We do first responders as well, and local law enforcement. I mean, you go in any police station in Columbia, and there's a good chance you'll see Caliber coffee in there, because we want to just give back to that community.
Yeah.
So we gave 4 tons, at least 4 tons plus of coffee away last year in year one, which no one's doing that in their first year of business, but it's important to us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Not only does it help build your brand, but it also shows like, hey, these are our target customers. This is who we're going after. Like, we want the support from these guys, and this is where we're heading, right?
For sure. And we want to provide them with a premium product.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, they put their lives on their line every single day. They're truly American heroes, and we want to make sure that their coffee is really, really good.
100%, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Brian, other than Caliber Coffee, what else are you guys working on the consumer product side?
Man, we're starting a new umbrella division. So Caliber Coffee is going to fall up under Tactical Eats.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
So Tactical Eats is going to be an all-encompassing. You're going to get a bunch of different consumer goods products that you guys are buying anyway in the stores, and you could do it at a great value, and it's going to be a premium product. So we're going to get into beef jerky. We're going to get into sauces, so hot sauces, which I tend to be, pretty. I tend to know those pretty well.
Yeah.
You can ask my mother-in-law. Barbecue sauces, honey mustards, that type of thing, and then range snacks, which is going to be our nuts division, nuts and trail mix.
Nice.
Energy drinks.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
So energy drinks, big for our consumer. Everyone's drinking them nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, you walk through the shop and when they're assembling guns, like every single person's got either like a cold drink or, they're drinking an energy drink or a cold brew coffee can.
So
or
if
something.
you're a coffee guy, you do Caliber coffee. If you're an energy drink guy, we want to be able to provide that for people.
Yeah. So why is that important though? Like why is it important for us to try and target all those?
Well, we know our customer. We know it's the blue collar. It's the everyday working American. And I have kids. A lot of them have kids. We know it takes caffeine to get us through that day, man.
You're damn right.
And we just want to be able to provide the boost that people need.
So speaking of Tactical Eats and Caliber Coffee, so that's like a stretch away from like the guns and the ammo side that we're good at and that we do every day. So like what is the thought process of why we're doing that under JJE?
Well, it's important, man. We want to be able to give the people, our people that support us, different options. I mean, you guys are buying these products anyway. You're buying coffee, you're buying trail mix, you're buying beef jerky. So if you spend with us in Tactical Eats, under the JJE umbrella, where your money's going to. It's going to fund defending your constitutional rights.
Yep.
It's going to fund freedom because we're going to put that right back into manufacturing firearms and ammunition. And that's going to go to a privately owned company.
Yep.
These other companies are our competitors, man. you're giving to shareholders. They're answering to shareholders. Like they're doing the opposite of that. They're not spreading our freedom. They're giving to people that have this mindset that want to take your freedom away. Yeah. So we're all about like the umbrella company over Tactical Eats is called Freedom Central. Yep. We're all about spreading that freedom, and we want to be able to provide everyday products to Americans, not just firearms, but everyday products to Americans to help towards that cause. For sure, for sure. And I think that kind of speaks back to the bigger picture of what we're trying to do here at JJE, right? Like, you know, we make guns, we make ammo, we're doing coffee, we're doing beef jerky, we're doing beef sticks, we're doing energy drinks, right? It's all encompassing, so that way we bring that money back to help keep going and go forward and spreading that freedom. And we want people to know where the money is being spent and what's going on behind it, right? We're not donating to some crazy thing that, you know, you don't believe in, right? You spend it with us and we're going to make sure that we funnel it back into the company and use it to keep going. When I sat down and met with JJE, like the ownership group, I mean, they're just normal dudes. Yeah. You know, like one of them's wearing Crocs to work. I know, he brings his dog. Shout out Wally. Yeah, and like they're just normal guys. Like one of them's the coolest guy ever. I mean, just a real country dude. You know what I'm saying? Just someone you can have a genuine conversation with, and just all the owners are just awesome. Yeah, and they give you the support, right? Because they care and they give you the support you need. They break down the barriers to keep going forward and doing whatever you do. And I think that's a sentiment felt throughout the entire company is that, hey, you guys want to start something, you want to do something new? Okay, let's talk about it, right? And if it sounds like a good idea, all right, let's roll with it. Here's the support. Let's break down these barriers. Here's a support system, and let's roll with it, right? Correct. Yeah, we're just aligned. Yeah. It just all comes back to alignment. We're all fighting towards the same causes. Yep. Funding freedom. Yep. And defending constitutional rights. I mean, I can't say it enough. Yeah. So on the independent retailer side of things, so I know you're working with Caliber to get it in the store. Is Tactical Eats, is that plan to go into the independent side as well? For sure. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Like it's the only way we're going to be able to sustain is spreading it to as many people around the country as we can. Yeah. Obviously our e-commerce platform is pretty significant. So it'd be great to be able to kick off there, but man, we want to be able to provide distributors with something that they can make profit on. First of all, something that they may be already selling anyway. But again, it goes back to a privately owned company and everything we just got into. So what about, are you on the Tactical Eat side and the Caliber side? Like, what does that look like together? Like, is there a thought of like trying to do like a monthly subscription box type thing? Or like, is there something like that you guys are thinking about doing? Absolutely. So we're already doing it with coffee. It's huge for us. We're actually going to expand that program quite a bit. We're going to start giving gifts away just for being a subscriber with us. And we have a good network of subscribers so far that get their coffee on time every single month. But yeah, for sure. For all the other products that we're going to get into, we're definitely going to try to set up that model as well. For sure. So under Tactical Eats, is there like in the fourth quarter, like I know there's a lot of times where they do like bundles and gift, like, is there like going to be like seasonal specific type items, or is it just going to be sauces and beef jerky? For sure, man. We're going to get into everything. We're going to have definitely some seasonal stuff. Everybody loves, you know, Q4. We call it around here, obviously. Yeah. Everyone loves the seasonal items. Everyone loves the, you know, the fall stuff, the Halloween stuff, the Christmas stuff. Absolutely. We're for sure going to get into that. That's as awesome. Well on the consumer goods side. That's awesome. That's awesome to see. So Brian, where do people go to check out Caliber Coffee, man? CaliberCoffeeCompany.com. That's where you're going to get your subscription. That's going to be, you're going to have all your deals on there. Palmetto.armory.com is going to, you know, match a lot of those deals, do some of their own deals as well. So PSA.com. And then we're on Amazon. We're also obviously around the independent distributors, but our goal is to get into stores close to you that you know of, you've heard of, not the major corporations, but the ones that you know and heard of. So where do people go to like email a request to get into a store that's by them? For sure. Just email info@calibercoffeecompany.com and we'll get back to you for sure. We will respond right away. It's a big push of ours to try to get into more stores. Awesome. Well, thanks again, Brian, for coming on. I appreciate you coming on, talking about Caliber Coffee, Tactical Eats. Again, guys, thanks, Brian, for coming on. If there's anything else you guys want to see from the JJE brands or inside the firearms industry or what we're doing here, make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. Let us know what you think. Thanks again. Thank you.